So my personal viewpoint when I approach coaching is there is a science to it. And that's what I love to focus on. But there's also an art to it as well. And there's people out there that are like, it is a science and we need this science to advance our coaching profession. And I really, well, I agree that there is a lot of science that goes to it, and we need that science to improve, because with most of what we are, what coaches are taught to apply is based on single sport research and research from the 80s or in the 90s. It's outdated, it's tradition based, and that's the hardest thing to fight sometimes, because an athlete will come to you and be like, oh, my buddy is doing this. Why aren't I doing that? And it's hard not to, almost badmouth other coaches or other philosophies when you're talking about the reason that I do things the way I do. And, my biggest frustration is that there are programs out there that put every athlete in the same box. It's a systems approach. And I hate that, because what we know is that athletes are all coming to us from a different spot. Some are brand new, some are seasoned, some are kind of the diesel engines and they're going to be much better on the aerobic side of things. And then you've got some that are more the stock car races and they're going to do better already with the top end work. And so my job is to figure out how best the athlete adapts and coach that way. And that takes a lot more time and effort than putting every athlete in the same approach or the same box and saying, okay, I have 10 athletes that I'm coaching, I have one system. To me, that isn't coaching. That's maybe a little bit harsh, and I'm not saying that the athletes won't improve by doing it that way, but is that going to be the way to make them their best as individuals? And I really think no. But it takes a lot more time to do it my way. And so, it's from a business decision, it would make sense if you can market one approach and everybody is going to do this. And then everybody who you're, are talking, when you have the social events or whether they're online, then they all are doing the same things. And so that kind of gives a camaraderie. Whereas if you do it to the individual, sometimes they're like, well, he's doing this and you're doing, and we're prepping for the same race. Why are we doing so much different? And so it's a little bit harder that way. It takes a little bit more time, but I think it's the right way. And so that's the way that I approach it. And that's what I'm going to hopefully talk about today is to kind of give you some tools to look for how that athlete is going to adapt and how they're showing you progress without doing a 20-minute test every 6 weeks or something like that. So that's my approach. And the hardest question when talking to a new athlete is the answering, what is your training philosophy? And I say, my philosophy is I need to learn how you adapt as an individual and write the best program for you. And it's not, oh, everybody does this and they're all and it works every time. I've done it this way over and over and over again. I think we're leaving a lot on the table if that's our approach.